Welcome to the Tarantula Collective. My name is Richard, and today I'd like to introduce you to two friends of mine. This is Mickey and Mallory. They are Aphonopelma species new rivers. Essentially, they're Aphonopelma chalcodes. This is just kind of like a location or a color form of this tarantula, but they're pretty new to the scene, and I just got these a few weeks ago, man, it's probably been months now, but they were sent to me from Nate at Micro Wilderness. And today we're gonna set them up in their new permanent homes. Now, Micro Wilderness sent these to me as a gift a while ago. It was part of a video collab we were doing where I brought Reach Out Reptiles their first pet tarantula. And I will link that video at the end of this video. But it just so happens Micro Wilderness is also the sponsor of today's video. So if you're looking to get a brand new pet tarantula or a jumping spider or pretty much any true spiders, scorpions, millipedes, even crested geckos, then head over to microwilderness.com. Nate has a great reputation. He takes very good care of his animals. He just got a brand new, very cool facility. So I'm sure there'll be even more amazing species available in the very near future. And if you use the code TTC10 at checkout, you can save 10% off your entire order. It is an affiliate link, so a small commission will come back to help support this channel. I'll leave a link from Micro Wilderness down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment, so it'll be very easy for you to find. I've been keeping these two spiders not in just this enclosure, but two separate large tarantula crib slider enclosures, and I'm going to upgrade them today to one of these large cube enclosures that Tarantula Cribs just came out with. It'll give them plenty of room to move around and also a lot of room to burrow, because this species does like to burrow kind of deep sometimes. And I'm going to walk you step by step how I set up their enclosures. We'll get them moved in, and hopefully we'll get some really cool close-up footage of them as well. So let's get started right now with the first enclosure. Let's get to building. So for the substrate, I'm going to be using the BioDude Terra Aranea. It is a bioactive substrate specifically designed for arachnids of all kinds. You can use it for arid species like the Aphonopelma chalcodes, but it also works really well for your tropical species or species that need a higher humidity. Now this is the 36 quart bag. They also have like a 6 or 8 quart bag available if you're looking for a smaller amount. The first thing I do is I put a good layer on the bottom, about like that. And as I said, this is a desert species, but I do think they like a little bit of humidity. So what I'm gonna do is kind of make a humid layer on the bottom. So I mix in a little bit of leaf litter. I'm gonna add some of this BioDude sphagnum moss. Now just kind of break that up. And then mix it all around. And then we're gonna add some purified water. And that way this bottom layer will be nice and damp. That sphagnum moss will hold a lot of the humidity. Then we can have a top layer that's gonna be nice and arid, but there will still be some humidity slowly coming up from the bottom. Keep the tarantula happy. You always gotta make sure you pat it down a little bit. I got a big piece of cork bark here that we're gonna use for a hide. Place that over here in the corner. Kind of dig it out a little bit. I like to kind of take the dirt from inside of the hide and kind of move it around the back and sides. Helps hold it into place a little better. And we just kind of ramp the substrate up a little bit, give it a little bit of kind of a different level. And we'll take some leaf litter. So it's got a couple branches in there and some sphagnum moss. I like to kind of put it around the back of the hide, mainly because that helps deter the tarantula from kind of digging straight down back there. Keeps everything kind of looking nice. Take the water dish from our old enclosure. And I've got some of this sandblasted grapevine. I'm gonna put a little bit of it in here. This doesn't work great in your more tropical enclosures, but for an arid enclosure, I think it looks really cool and you're not gonna have problems with molding or anything like that. Just take a couple pieces, set it down in there. And finally, I'll add a little bit of this rock kind of sand mixture. And that kind of gives it that desert feel. Simple, but effective. So let's get her moved in here first. All right, Mallory, welcome to your upgraded new home. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, let's go down. There you go. All right, I think she's gonna like that. So Mallory's all set up. Let's move on to Mickey. And for Mickey's enclosure, I'm also gonna be using another one of these 12-inch Tarantula Cribs cube enclosures, which right now is like the biggest size they have. Oh, there's some powerful magnets. I'm slowly gonna be redoing all of my tarantula enclosures to make them either bioactive or just very naturalistic. It's gonna be really exciting, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those videos. We'll get a little bit of moisture down here on the bottom level. Now, if this is gonna be a bioactive enclosure, I would add some of the bio shot and some springtails, but the fact that it's arid and I don't think that they're gonna need springtails or any kind of cleanup crew, so we're just gonna skip that step. Now, this substrate's great for spiderlings as well because it really holds the moisture. Only thing you gotta watch out for is sometimes there'll be some pretty large chunks of charcoal in there, which is good for the bioactive, helps deodorizing and stuff like that, but if you're just making a spiderling enclosure, that's probably way too big, so just pick those out and throw them away. There'll be plenty of little tiny small pieces that can do the same thing. Got a nice big hide here. The nice thing about setting it up this way is that tarantulas will kind of burrow down when they want to kind of escape the heat or they're looking for some more humidity. So having that humid layer on the bottom is gonna be good because if they want some kind of like cooler temp than what's at the surface level, they can definitely get that, but they're not gonna be just like exposed to wet substrate. And I do this for a lot of arid species, like a lot of Aphonopelma, Aphonopelma, some Grammostola, some of those desert rocks and sand. And this is called Stone Desert by Exoterra. It's the Haria Black. All right, let's put Mickey in. Now, this is a male and female Aphonopelma chalcodes species New River, or Aphonopelma species New River. And I am planning on breeding them. Like, she's ready to breed. He hasn't hooked out yet. So it's probably gonna be like another 6 months or maybe a year until he molts. And once that happens, we'll definitely make a video trying to pair these two. I think it'll be awesome to have some chalcodes babies. So that's how I set up my enclosures for arid species of New World terrestrial tarantulas. We focused mainly on the Aphonopelma chalcodes, but again, this would work for pretty much any of the desert species out there. Looks naturalistic, the tarantula's gonna love it, they have just enough room, and these enclosures are solid, they're very thick acrylic, really strong magnets. I think they're really gonna like this, and I'm sure you will too. So make sure you check out the description down below for all of those different affiliate codes and links. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you wanna see more. Thanks for buying Tarantula Collective merchandise, and I will see you next Tuesday.